Hey, how you doing? This is Adam Post, publisher of more than 1,000 comic books and marketing expert covering Planet Fitness Meltdown as stock plummets over trans boycott. Let's get into the story. Before we do, please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate you guys. From Newsweek, Planet Fitness faces boycott from outraged conservatives. And also from Newsweek, Planet Fitness stock tumbles as boycott calls grow. Planet Fitness's stock was down as much as $400 million over this boycott. And $400 million is a lot of money, but it's important to understand Planet Fitness is actually like a $5 billion company, so that's a big chunk of their net worth. It's a dramatic drop. Stock prices go up and stock prices go down even in the last day. The stock is actually up 3% as of now. However, over the last month, the stock is down about 11%. Over the last year, the stock is down 23%. But this is a fundamental issue that is going to affect the company because the gender dispute issue is not going away. It seems to be getting more and more severe, and it does affect this company. If you're not comfortable as a woman going to this gym, how are they going to sell new memberships and retain their existing memberships? For example, from the Christian Post, Christian activists boycott Planet Fitness over policy allowing men who self-report as transgender to use women's showers. How is that sustainable? Even if it was sustainable, how could they grow the company with this kind of a dispute? It's very possible transgender people are very comfortable with that. But if women and girls are not comfortable with that, and many of them are not, they can't continue to go to Planet Fitness. Coming from Newsweek, Planet Fitness faces boycott calls from outraged conservatives and normal people. There are just some normal people that don't consider themselves conservative, that don't want to buy in to this progressive agenda. They're not comfortable with it. We have other things to think about than dealing with progressive agendas. We don't need our reality questioned at all times and women in our life not feeling comfortable going to the gym. Conservative social media users and normal people are calling for a boycott of Planet Fitness after reports of a 2023 incident involving a man who allegedly exposed himself to a 15-year-old while in the women's locker room. In September 2023, a 15-year-old was inside the women's locker room of Planet Fitness in Monroe, Georgia, when she said a naked biological male had exposed himself to her. According to the Monroe Police Department, Jacoby Dixon was arrested in connection to the incident on multiple warrants for public indecency by exposing himself in the female locker room, the department said in a statement. Not long after Dixon's arrest, the teen's family filed a lawsuit against Planet Fitness over the incident. Bart Benton, the attorney representing the teen's family, announced in a statement on September 15th. Benton claims that the fitness chain was aware of Dixon's alleged lewd behavior before exposing himself to the teenager. But we are committed to holding Planet Fitness accountable for its actions, Benton said in a statement. Our early investigation has revealed that Planet Fitness knew and was on notice of this type of behavior from the perpetrator, but chose to ignore his prior conduct of exposing himself to females in the women's locker room because he identified as a female. This type of behavior is completely unacceptable, and we will fight for justice for our client and make sure that Planet Fitness takes steps to prevent this from ever happening again. The gym chain had already been facing days of criticism over a separate incident involving a man inside a women's locker room in the presence of a child. Planet Fitness has been facing mounting scrutiny after initially coming under fire over a decision last week to cancel the memberships of an Alaskan customer who reported a man was in the women's locker room shaving while a 12-year-old girl was present. A spokesperson for Planet Fitness told local media that the customer took an image of a person inside a locker room, which violates the company's mobile device policy and goes against the gym's judgment-free rules. And when Planet Fitness says they have judgment-free rules, this is what they mean. Anything goes at Planet Fitness. What we know so far. On Sunday, the right-wing social media account of Libs of TikTok posted on Twitter about the 2023 incident at the Monroe Planet Fitness, igniting a fresh wave of outrage and criticism over the company's locker room and gender identity policies. On their website, Planet Fitness lists their non-discrimination policy regarding gender identity and locker room accommodations, which states in part, quote, members and team members will be treated according to their self-reported gender identity. The policy also addresses locker room usage and says that staff and gym members may use Planet Fitness locker rooms, facilities, and programs based on their self-reported gender identity. These facilities include bathrooms, showers, and all other facilities separated by sex. The policy notes that if a serious concern or significant doubt about a person's transgender or non-binary identity arises, Planet Fitness employees are encouraged to address their concerns with the club member. If that fails to resolve the concerns, staff may request external evidence of the member's asserted gender identity. If a gym member improperly asserts a gender identity, they may be asked to leave and their membership may be revoked, according to the fitness chain's policy. The topic Boycott Planet Fitness was trending on Twitter for hours on Sunday, and it was trending again today, with multiple social media users calling for a boycott against the gym chain. Libs of TikTok blasted Planet Fitness on Twitter, writing, quote, "This isn't the first time Planet Fitness got caught up in a controversy like this. A man in Georgia exposed himself to a minor in the women's locker room. He had reportedly done it before. They didn't do anything because he identified as a woman. Hashtag boycott Planet Fitness." The post amassed more than 8,700 likes and nearly 400 comments on Sunday. In another post, Libs of TikTok said, "They allow men in women's locker rooms and will terminate your membership if you complain about it." Twitter owner Elon Musk replied to the Libs of TikTok thread, writing, "Doesn't sound safe for women." One user posted on Twitter, "Women don't want men in their bathrooms. Shame on Planet Fitness for forcing women to be subjected to the discomfort and harassment of having men in their bathrooms. No man or woman who respects women should want to be a member of such a gym. Hashtag boycott Planet Fitness." Tammy Lee Blosser posted on Twitter, quote, "People who care for women's safety and rights should cancel their memberships. Go woke, go broke." And this is having a significant effect on the company. Coming from Newsweek, Planet Fitness stock tumbles as boycott calls grow. Now, in the issue of Dylan Mulvaney and Bud Light, that was just a completely absurd and destructive marketing campaign. This is a different situation. This is not a marketing campaign, but this is a statement from Planet Fitness saying gender identity is more important than what many of our customers are comfortable with, and they're forcing their customers to accept their policies on gender identity. They're essentially saying, look, it's going to be the way we say it is, and if you don't like it here, don't be a member. But how is that going to affect their business? It can't affect their business well. There is a massive percentage of the population that while they feel like it's okay for people to identify any way they want to, they don't necessarily want to share a private space with them. There's a reason why in gyms, biological males have been separated from biological females since women started going to gyms. So unlike Dylan Mulvaney, where yes, it's destroyed the Bud Light brand, this is a fundamental issue where women are going to feel like they do not have a private space in Planet Fitness locker rooms or in their showers. They're going to lose a huge percentage of future potential customers. Any existing customers that are not comfortable with this policy are not going to renew those memberships. Their privacy is more important to them than using Planet Fitness's locker rooms. Planet Fitness's value dropped from $5.3 billion on March 14th to $4.9 billion on March 19th. Its $400 million fall has also been linked to a refusal to reverse the cancellation of an Alaskan customer's membership for sharing a photo of a trans person using a female locker room. The dispute reflects a growing divide on the issue of transgender rights in the United States, with bills protecting the rights of everyday normal people being embraced by Republican governors and statehouses across the country, and companies such as Bud Light facing boycotts from conservatives and normal people, as well as some women's rights groups. On March 19th, a screenshot posted by Robbie Starbuck, a music video director and former Republican Congress hopeful in Nashville, Tennessee, reported Planet Fitness's stock fell by 11% from the previous week. On Twitter, he said, "Wow, Planet Fitness, it looks like letting men into the women's locker room where they can spy on them while they change is not super popular. This pain will continue until you stop letting men into women's spaces," Starbuck added. "We won't stop. Hashtag boycott Planet Fitness." Billionaire businessman Elon Musk, who acquired Twitter in 2022, weighed in on the subject this week. Elon Musk says, yeah, this is messed up. So Planet Fitness stock is up 3% over the last day. But even over the last month, it's down 11%. Over the last year, it's down 23%. And over 5 years, down 12%, which means it's had no growth. How are they going to find and retain customers with this gender policy? That's the question for the company fundamentally. And it doesn't look like they can. But it's not just them. From Newsweek, Equinox backs gender identity amid complaints of man in women's locker room. You can't run a business this way. There has to be some kind of understanding of what the rules are. From Pink News, transgender person reacts furiously after being turned away from women's only gym. And in another story that shows how impossible it is to solve the problems between transgender women and biological women. From thedailymail.com, transgender woman says she's devastated after being banned from female-only gym. Owner was worried about how girls would feel working out near a big person with a male voice. A transgender woman was devastated when she found out she was banned from an all-female gym when she recently joined after the owner said that members would feel uncomfortable working out near a big person with a male voice. Well, I mean, if you're a big person with a male-sounding voice, that's nobody's fault. It's just the way it is. Bridget Klyne-Simpson said she signed a membership agreement at Bodyworks, an all-female fitness center located in Parksville, British Columbia, that's in Canada, but later found out she would need to go to their second location, a mixed-use facility, because she's trans. At first, Klyne-Simpson says she was welcomed with open arms at Bodyworks. She said she met with a trainer on Friday who welcomed her, even hugged her, and told her she would be safe at their gym. The warm welcome, however, was revoked only a few days later when she got the call telling her that they made a mistake, that she wasn't supposed to be at the women-only location, but she could go to their mixed-use location. The owner, Dale Nagra, had told Klyne-Simpson that some of the female gym goers did not feel comfortable. She said she was extremely devastated by the decision and said there's really no other word for it. Of course, getting a gym membership does not tell you who you are as a person. It's just a gym membership. But if people aren't comfortable wherever it is that you go, maybe that's not the place for you. We're not supposed to be going everywhere in life. We should go where we're comfortable and go where we're appreciated. Kyle Simpson told Check News that she'd been a member of co-ed gyms before, but never felt comfortable because of the mostly male members and felt like her authentic self at an all-female gym. Quote, "It was important to me to be in a place where I explicitly accept, like, you're a woman, you're allowed to be here," she said. Your identity should not be defined by the people that accept you. You have to be yourself, no matter who you are or what you are. She shared that she dropped out of college because she said she was intimidated to be in the college gym with a bunch of mostly really muscular guys. So you literally drop out of college and don't pursue your education, the basis for your future, because of the gym? Not everybody who even goes to college goes to a gym at all. None of this makes any sense. So finding a women's gym was something that seemed really exciting. And now that I'm gone, I understand why I felt uncomfortable in the other place. Last Friday, a few days after she enrolled at Bodyworks Fitness, she went for her first personal training session. She said she had a training session for more than an hour and felt pumped and said she had a great time. One of the trainers there greeted me and she said she was very nice and basically she could tell straight away that I'm trans and said I would be welcome there, even specifically said I would be safe too, and even hugged me. But on Monday, she got the call from the same person who had trained her and recalled them saying, "Sorry, we made a mistake. You're not supposed to be here, but you're welcome to use the mixed facility," she said. Despite Klyne-Simpson's distress, the gym owner stood by what he told her. "But we want them to be comfortable. But we also have to be concerned about the young girls this gym is set up for and the women and how their parents are going to feel when they're there. So now you chose the isolation of one man identifying as a woman, and then anybody can go in there and say, okay, I identify as a woman and I want to be able to go in there. So do we choose the comfort of the transgender person, and they might not be as comfortable with the co-ed gym, but at least that's an alternative? Or do we choose the comfort of the young girls who train there that might not be comfortable?" Nagra explained that Klyne-Simpson is not their first transgender member. He said they have a number of transgender patrons at their Parksville co-ed gym, which is set up with a women's, men's, and gender-neutral locker room. "We already have transgender people here and all kinds of people. We don't discriminate at all," the owner said. "We have employees who belong to minorities, so we're not saying there aren't solutions. We're looking for a solution and we're not discriminatory people." Klyne-Simpson said she understands people may feel uncomfortable if they've never met a transgender person before, but believes all it takes is education. Once you understand that trans women are women, trans men are men, non-binary people are who they say they are, it's that simple, she said. If you're still uncomfortable afterward, that's on you, not on me. I am who I am. It's as simple as that. I just look different, that's all. Though Klyne-Simpson said she will not return to Bodyworks Fitness. She said she did reach out to the British Columbia Human Rights Commissioner to help others who may be in the same position. Quote, "Although I never intended to be a random activist or anything, I feel like maybe I have some responsibility, that I have to make sure it doesn't happen to anyone, because that happened to me." American right-wing political commentator and author Matt Walsh posted on his Twitter page stating, "Not a single human on earth sincerely believes that this person is a woman." Matt Walsh posted again hours later, "By the way, when I say not a single person on earth believes it, I'm including the person in the video. So this is a problem that can't be solved. It's a new problem because someone decided they wanted to change gender standards, which is impossible to do in society, and force everyone to accept whatever the new standards are. And then who knows, maybe in a few years, they'll push more standards, all of which probably enforced by the federal government, unless people push back on this and say, no, you know what? You do what you want to do, but not everyone has to be part of whatever it is that you're doing. Let me know what you think of all this in the comments below. Always love to see your ideas. Please be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Click the bell for notifications, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon with another story. And if I don't see you, I will miss you.